In April 2025, Football Hall of Famer turned YouTuber Shannon Sharpe became a target of what some called the shakedown of a 20-year-old OnlyFans content creator named Gabriella Zuniga.
Tonight, Shannon Sharpe is on the offensive.
You don't need no 26-year-old girl.
And it's involving Mr. Shannon Sharpe.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly.
This launched a hellstorm of audio clippings and text exchanges.
Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke out of you when I see you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Which detailed a rather exotic, kinky relationship Shannon involved himself with.
I only heard from two teams. Guess what the two teams that called me, Ocho, say, what's your phone number? Where you going to be?
Who that?
Shut the up.
What ignites this story is not only the amount of this lawsuit, $50 million, but also who was the legal representation.
That's too expensive for outside counsel, is it not? I mean, we have some world-class, probably the world-class lawyers here. They're only getting paid $500 an hour. Yeah, you knew that. Yeah, what's your rate? Well, you'll find out soon enough.
Entering the battle between public narrative versus perspective, he fell right into the hands of a public figure who made himself a household name by taking advantage of situations as such, Tony Buzbee. The Texan lawyer's reputation precedes him, from shakedowns and lawsuits that straddle the line between legit and illegal. The name Tony Buzbee, when mentioned, usually means one thing: an unorthodox legal battle is sure to follow. This lawyer closely resembles a fictional character from A Method of Madness to even dress code. He goes by the name Saul Goodman. The divisive antagonist that would make people love to hate him entailed a plethora of cases that could arguably parallel the real-life moves of Tony Buzbee.
You take that ad down, or they'll be held to pay. That clear enough for you? Make me.
Before we get too far into this video, please do me one small favor and apply pressure to that subscribe button. Yes, apply pressure to that subscribe button. This character for the AMC hit show Better Call Saul played the underdog role so well you oddly tend to forget he was actually the antagonist. He displayed this feature exquisitely in the case of Mesa Verde versus Everett Aker. Before he became Saul Goodman, he was James Jimmy McGill, who started off dealing with petty cases where he worked his way up to dealing with corporations. In this case, Mesa Verde Savings and Loan had ambitious plans to expand its call center operations. They identified a specific plot of land in Tucumcara, New Mexico as the ideal location. The problem? A stubborn and elderly homeowner named Everett Aker refused to sell his property, which sat squarely in the middle of Mesa Verde's planned development. After being made a fair offer from Ken Wexler, a confidant of Jimmy's, but also a representative of Mesa Verde, Aker refused the offer.
$18,000. That's a lot of money. You people are all the same. You're soulless money grubbers.
Please, Mr. Aker, how about we just discuss this?
This wasn't just about money for him. It was about his home, his history, and his independence. He lived on that land for years and had no desire to relocate.
I've had it up to here with you Mesa Verde scumbags. Get bent.
I'm not representing Mesa Verde. In fact, I'd like to represent you, sir.
Once Jimmy got involved as Aker's lawyer, he would employ tactics that underhanded everything Kim had contributed to the case while also using any dirty information he had on other lawyers involved in the dispute, turning what would be a 5-figure settlement into a 7-figure agreement. This would come to a head when Jimmy would meet with the lawyers representing Mesa Verde and display an ad he planned to air that would outline the law firm's underhanded dealings.
I went into my bank to withdraw cash for groceries, and I came out with a rash.
Making them decide between making a settlement or risk the negative publicity that, if ever, would take years to shake.
What in the world are you talking about?
Well, it's 4 with 6 zeros, and it's preceded by a $sign.
Tony Buzbee's uprising is relatable, tackling powerful corporations and entities such as BP in the Deepwater spill.
Lawsuits should result in penalties topping $60 billion.
And Travis Scott in the Astro World tragedy.
To the biggest lawsuit we've reported on so far in the tragedy at Astro World. Attorney Tony Buzbee says his clients are seeking $750 million in damages.
Even the government, when he represented the Texas Attorney General, Ken Paxton, getting him acquitted of charges of corruption and bribery.
Your Honor, Attorney General Ken Paxton rests.
His popularity would begin to skyrocket when he entered a civil case with one of hip-hop's prominent figures, representing more than 100 alleged victims against SA charges from Sean Diddy Combs.
We've learned from our sister station Fox 26 in Houston that dozens, perhaps as many as 100 new civil lawsuits are in the works against Sean Diddy Combs from coast to coast. And there's no telling how many may result in additional criminal charges as new victims speak out and more details emerge.
During the 2024 investigation into Sean Diddy Combs, Buzbee launched a dedicated hotline for potential victims to come forward.
Our team has had at this point more than 3,285 individuals contact us, people claiming to have been victimized by Sean Combs. We now represent 120 individuals who intend to bring civil claims in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs. We've created a abuse hotline, and I want him to visit with us just a few moments about how that works and the kind of volume of calls we've received.
A media-savvy legal move that blurred the line between legal aid and PR campaign. A tactic Saul Goodman would have admired.
You are under arrest.
I'd better call Saul. Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights?
In the court of public opinion, facts matter. Perception wins trials. Tony Buzbee and Saul Goodman, though worlds apart, share a common legacy. Mastering the art of deception and perception, Saul Goodman's story of how he transformed from Jimmy McGill to Saul Goodman would not be from choice, but rather necessity. After invoking a family feud with his brother into the legal system centered on discrediting his own brother, Charles McGill, a respected figure in the community, a brother that he always felt never respected him.
I'm your brother? We're supposed to look out for each other? Why were you working against me, Chuck?
You're not a real lawyer.
To prove a point, he would degrade himself towards falsifying legal documents, a direct assault on the integrity of the legal process. But the proceedings revealed a more complex narrative, one steeped in a bitter sibling rivalry. Facing the potential end of his nascent legal career, Jimmy McGill, a man known for his unorthodox methods, mounted a defense that blurred the lines of conventional courtroom strategy. The plan was to discredit his own brother, in which he succeeded to a degree, but the backlash of his tactics would lead to the disciplinary committee, swayed in part by the dramatic events of the hearing, handing down a 1-year suspension of his law license, where upon his return, he would take on the persona of Saul Goodman.
DBA, because I'm not going to be practicing under the name McGill, so.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Wait, Jimmy, what?
It's all good, man.
Just like Saul, Buzbee's tactics would not always work in one's favor. Could this be the future of Tony Buzbee, who may have been ahead of himself, attaching Jay-Z to his Diddy case while using unconventional tactics similar to Saul? This case could cost Buzbee his legal license in the state of New York, when he decided to play games with one legendary rapper who hasn't taken many L's in life other than the one he took to Nasir Jones, the God MC, Hove. The battle began when a Jane Doe would emit one of the most rambunctious accusations, which not only included Diddy, but other celebrities as well.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet.
The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs' limo driver, who offered her a ride to an after party.
In the beginning, Buzbee's plan began to work. Social media would run wild, with some claiming this is the moment we've been waiting for in relation to Jay-Z.
The girl said that she drove about 20 minutes to this house
with a huge, it looked like it was white. Again, she was a kid. It was many years ago. When light casts its stuff on houses, it has a tendency to maybe make them look white. Or maybe in a child's memory, since everybody was dressed in white and it's all decked out. I don't know.
Some well-known figures still wanted to make it known in so many words they had Sean Carter's back.
Who is Jay-Z? Somebody that I've known now for 25 years. And I'm going to state for the record, not calling anybody any names, not challenging Mr. Buzbee or the accuser, whomever. I'm telling you, I've known this man for 25 years. And I'm saying for me, Stephen A. Smith, there is no way in hell I believe this about him.
Soon, as quickly as the lies were launched, almost as quickly they began to fall. Further research from Alex Shapiro, Jay-Z's lawyer, discovered Buzbee never even met his client in person, nor did he do his own discovery. By the end, the accusation against Mr. Carter began to look felonious. The results of this lawsuit would leave a nasty stain on Buzbee's legal record, with the case being dismissed. And not only that, Tony Buzbee's allegations leveled against him in New York and could potentially lead to severe professional consequences, including the loss of his ability to practice law in that jurisdiction. On top of that, the accuser in question claimed she was manipulated into statements made by Buzbee's team, a move almost pulled straight from the Saul Goodman's playbook.
Jay-Z you're saying he was definitely there? But he had no part in it, or he was just...
He was there. He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any sexual acts towards you. It was strictly... He was the one that kind of pushed me towards going forward with him. With Jay-Z.
Tony Buzbee should receive heavy consequences. That young lady should receive heavy consequences. This does nothing but make it harder for real victims, and it makes it harder for successful men.
And just like Saul, Tony Buzbee tactics could easily be a hit or miss. This brings us to the April day when media airwaves were shaken by a lawsuit involving a 19-20-year-old OnlyFans model, Gabriella Zuniga.
Shannon Sharpe is accused of... As soon as I seen the attorney was Buzbee, it went in the trash. That's Buzbee is a hustling and he seems like he only attacks black men. You, Buzbee, nobody's going for it. Until you is looking for a fast money grab, I would stop using burnt out like Buzbee. Like, come on.
What primarily looked like the same move attempted against Jay-Z quickly began to spiral. Those who thought this suit was laughable off top soon began to question, to the point those who had Jay-Z's back had to make it known they wanted no parts of this situation.
It's important to point out a couple of things. Number one, I was not there. I can provide no eyewitness account. And even though I got love and respect for Shannon Sharpe, and I'm sincerely hopeful and prayerful that he is completely innocent of the allegations that have been levied against him, I can't sit here and speak to his innocence or guilt.
What will make it more troubling is when we will find out that a $10 million settlement for the 20-year-old is not enough.
So it is worth mentioning that Sharpe's attorney, Lonnie Davis, had previously reported and came out that his client offered this woman $10 million to settle privately, and it was the rejection of that offer that led to this filing.
And just like what Saul did to the Mason Verda Bank, it's not about what actually happened, but more about how it looks.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
When edited audio tapes, sexting, and race role-playing can all have different meanings for different people.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like...
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so...
I don't want to be... Don't manipulate me.
Shannon Sharpe tried to get ahead of it.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Buzbee, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Buzbee targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Buzbee want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
But the internet lacks mercy, exploiting past takes from Shannon and how he refused to take heed to warnings.
I'm gonna tell you this is what I'm gonna do. She come to me and I was like, damn, baby, why you didn't tell me you had OnlyFans? She's like, I'm sorry, Shannon, because I know you was gonna be upset. And you know, but here's my last month check. I look down at that thing say 200,000. I don't know who you have filming, but I'm in charge now.
You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. I do. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get your old out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
It's the older women trying to shame older men into picking them. Because see, that's the competition. Older women ain't the competition with older women. It's them young ones.
Right.
It's them young ones that's coming. Ain't nobody gonna tell me I've been dependent. I pay my bills. I pay the cost to be the boss. You the boss by yourself.
I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
There you go. See, come on, cat.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
I only heard from 2 teams. Guess what the 2 teams that called me Ocho say, what's your phone number, where you gonna be?
Who that?
Shut the up. Next door.
Alive. He wouldn't answer the phone unless she demanded $50,000. He tried to send it. But her PayPal couldn't get it. So she said, you got Cash App, nigga? He said, I don't have Cash App, but I have cash. I have $10,000 right now, cash. And she literally told him, FaceTime me with the money.
This sex tape that's supposedly coming out, Shannon said, put the whole 30 minutes out, or 10 minutes, whatever it is. I guess there's some part in there for 30 seconds because brought that up. Shannon brought that up. He said, I believe he's going to release 30 seconds of it. Whatever that 30 seconds is must be nasty and violent.
And the timing couldn't be more perfect, placing itself at the heels of a possible $100 million deal for the sports personality. Not too long after the news broke the airways, past allegations of Sharpe foul play began to arise. Soon after, Shannon was forced to step away from ESPN.
And it's involving Mr. Shannon Sharpe, who announced yesterday that he would be stepping away from ESPN and ESPN's First Take, my daytime job.
With now his YouTube page leading the way, the questions of his future is which sponsors will decide to walk away from him. Maybe the electric slide can save him. But without a doubt, Shannon will be in the spotlight for the near future. And who knows, what side will the coin land on when facing one of the most well-known, cunning, and conniving legal figures in American history. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this documentary, I'm sure you'll enjoy my other documentaries, like the one I did on Big U and other folks that you can find here. Well, anyways, you know how we like to end our videos over here at Moxy Approved, right? With that water. I'll see you here next time on Moxy Approved.